Coach, you mentioned that you know Coach Moore from Westmont. How did that relationship come about, and how did?
I remember watching John play. I mean, John was I think he's probably a couple of years older than me. Maybe 3 or 4. He had a younger brother who was a good player too, played at San Jose State, Mike. But John was a very good player. He played for Don Johnson, who was an All-American here at UCLA in 1952, and an outstanding coach at Cypress Junior College. And John Moore is a great defensive player. Really, really, nails tough. Really played well. I mean, Don Johnson can give you a lot more about him as a player than I could, but I mean, he was a great competitor, really tough. And he played against Santa Barbara City College, and I had some guys I knew and looked up to on that team when I was a kid growing up. And I remember watching him play, and boy, he played hard. He was really, really good. And so, and then I've known him since just being in the coaching profession for a long time, and his brother as well. In fact, he's married to, let's see if I get this right now. I think that John is married to Steve Lavin's sister. And so they're brother-in-laws that know each other. And Mike Moore, like I said, I've known him as well for a long time. I think he's been doing some agent work where his brother's been placing guys over in Europe and stuff like that over the years.
You feel you guys are ready for this exhibition?
Well, we've got 2 more days of practice here today and tomorrow. I'd much rather have our practices start earlier than when we started. It used to be, like I've said before, that you started practice every year October 15th, and you didn't have your first game until the Friday after Thanksgiving. Well, things have really moved up, but yet practice time beginning has not, so it is tough. But yeah, I'm sure the players will be excited to play against somebody new.
Who's starting at point guard?
We'll find that out on Thursday.
Coach, in the first 3 weeks, what's been the most pleasing and the most disappointing for you in practice so far?
I think the guys have really done a good job of trying hard and really pushing each other, competing. And we've done a good job in terms of probably scoring the ball offensively, especially around the basket. Been extra. We've done a good job being unselfish. Our defense really has a lot to be desired. And really, right now, my biggest concern is how we are defensively. We had a scrimmage on Saturday against each other, and we allowed each other to shoot 64% from the field. So that was the shooting percentage for both teams combined. So that's a too high percentage.
Coach, with the exhibition games coming so early, as you mentioned, what are your primary goals for these games?
We're so young. Number one is to get our young guys experience. We're playing against a team like Westmont that they started official practice back in August. There are no rules. They're going to be mid-season form in terms of their execution, what they do and how they run their things, offensively, defensively. They've already had an exhibition game last Friday night up in Santa Barbara against another team where Westmont won by 20. But the main thing is get some experience and get a chance for players to play underneath the lights in front of people and to play together and get a sense of each other now it's a new year.
Point guard situation, are you looking at a 50-50 split with those guys as far as playing?
Oh, I don't know that. No, it's not going to be necessarily. I mean, like I said before, I'm sure there'll be a time when they're in together at the same time. So there won't always be one of them in, one of them out necessarily either.
Did you feel last year's exhibition against Concordia kind of set the tone for what happened the rest of the year?
No. We just they played really well. We were lucky to win. But win or lose on Thursday doesn't. Whatever happens Thursday doesn't determine how we're going to do the rest of this year. I mean, the whole thing is to continue to improve and get better, stay healthy, throughout the season. One game never determines one way or another. If we win by 50 points, it doesn't mean we're going to win the Pac-10. I mean, if we lose, it doesn't mean we're going to finish in last place. So I don't look like that at all.
Are you guys healthy right now?
Yeah, I mean, reasonably healthy. You always have some guys that have some, Nick, Travis obviously has been out, and we're hoping he'll be back probably the end of the week. We're hoping, but he's not eligible to play yet. He's missing practice, which would help us to have him back out there. Guys were, I'm sure, glad to have yesterday off, get their knees some rest, and they were, I'm sure, pretty sore.
How many times a week have you guys been practicing?
The last, today will be our 16th. We've gone 5 days on, 1 off, 5 on, 1 off, 5 on, 1 off. So this is now the 4th week of doing that, which we'll do again this week. We'll take Sunday off this next week, which is the day I prefer to have off. It just takes a while to get there. And we'll practice the following Monday, play Tuesday, and then we'll practice Thursday, Friday, and open up.
Talk about the freshmen, how they're coming along, and how they fit into your system.
Josh Smith, he's worked really hard to try to continue to get in better and better shape, and that's an ongoing process. For him to reach his potential, he's got to be able to change ends, and be able to get up and down the floor easier than he's doing now. He's made strides, but that's probably the biggest thing. And he's learned a lot. Like defensively, like we're going to prepare today for Westmont runs a bunch of Princeton stuff. So they're going to have a big now drawing him away from the basket. And, he's usually used to guarding guys close to the post, so that'll be a new experience for him, I think. What's expected of him. He's done a good job offensively. He's a really good target, and really has done a nice job for us around the basket on the low block, and he's a good passer out of there. He's been our leading rebounder in practice thus far, so he's led us in rebounding, and he's shooting a high percentage from the field. Tyler Lamb has done a very good job defensively. He's really a very good defender for a kid who's just a freshman. Yet, he's older. He's 19 years old, 19 and a half, I think. Which probably helps him, but he's very well coached in high school, so he has a good background. And his big thing is just continue to work hard on his jump shot and keep getting better and better at his range and his consistency. And then Matt has done a good job shooting the ball. He's probably our best three-point shooter, if not the best, one of the best. His big area that he needs to get better at is defensively, being able to stay in front of the ball and guard, guys like Malcolm Lee or whoever he's matched up with, to be able to stay in front of them and keep them off the boards. But he can really shoot, and there'll definitely be times when we need that.
Coach, Zeke Jones comes in as a JUCO transfer. How do you assess his learning curve at the D1 level?
Well, he's further ahead than most high school kids would be at the same stage, having had a couple of years of junior college experience. But yet there's a lot of things that are new, a lot of things, it's a new system, a new expectation. But, he has, I think, some pretty good toughness. He's physical, he's strong. I think he's going to be a good ball defender. And he does a pretty good job of taking care of the ball. He hasn't turned it over. Like, for example, we scrimmaged on Saturday, he had 0 turnovers. And I think in both the scrimmages we've had with officials, he's had 0 turnovers, which I like. And he's got to keep getting better at learning how to read certain things and make the proper decisions, how he uses ball screens. But yeah, he's improving, he's getting better. And I think he'll really help us this year.